What's up again, viewer? No intro this time. I kind of want to just get right into the topic of today, and I'd like to talk a bit about my thoughts and feelings or possible ideas on future Batman movies. Seeing as how The Dark Knight Rises will be coming out in 3 months and will end the Nolan trilogy, I think it's about time that probably Warner Brothers should be considering on future thoughts. And I kind of want to just throw out a couple of mine in certain directions of the Batman storyline that I think that would make really great movies, and I'd like to hear your guys' ideas too. Let's just go over a couple of let's see what we have gone through. With the Tim Burton movies, we kind of, in my opinion, got a little bit more comic-y, booky, sorry, version of Batman. So, I don't know, a Batman that's kind of all too dark and mysterious, and we don't really know too much about him. We've done that type of Batman. And then as we get to the Joel Schumacher Batmans, we now have a more light-hearted, colorful, kid-friendly Batman with terrible ice puns and just ridiculous dialogue and a whiny brat Robin and a cat and a Batwoman who comes out of nowhere and just it's just a mess. And then we have the Nolan Batman, which is very compelling, very changing, very believable, humanized, and villains that actually feel real. And you know, if the villain actually existed in our world, would kind of be a pretty serious threat, or would be a scary threat, even on the level of terrorism. And then if we go back even further to, I believe, the 1960s Batman, that's just all kids and just, yeah. I personally have 3 different directions that I personally would like to see the next Batman movie for. The first one being, seeing how I'm a gamer, I'd actually like to see a Arkham Asylum Batman movie. Now, I don't think that it should go in the direction of making the next, trilogy or something like that. But in terms of just the next movie, I really think that Arkham Asylum would make a great movie. If you've read the book A Serious House on Serious Street, which has been speculated to be the inspiration for Arkham City or Arkham Asylum, that book alone would make a really great movie, because it's Batman kind of trapped in a controlled area, which would be easy to film, and basically Batman kind of having to keep his sanity together while taking on all these villains that he's put away, and kind of the best environment they're suited for, because they spend so much time in Arkham, so they probably would know Arkham better than Batman, which gives them a distinct advantage. And by the end, Batman's pretty banged up, but he manages to survive with his peace of mind intact. The second idea, and this might be a little bit more controversial, is, am I the only one out there who would like to see a Batman Beyond movie? I mean, okay, let's get this out of the way. No, Terry McGinnis is not as intelligent as Batman. He doesn't quite have, Bruce's seriousness or, threatening appearance. And he does kind of act a little bit more like a teenager, and he has these, witty one-liners and these corny dialogue. But really, when things get serious, I definitely do believe that Terry McGinnis would make a great Batman and a great story. If you've seen the movie Return of the Joker here, or at least the unrated version, it's a pretty serious take on seeing how Terry McGinnis handles Bruce Wayne's greatest foe, and I think he does it quite well. He's not, that they say throughout the entire movie that, you may not have Bruce's mind, but you are just as good as, you have just as good of a heart as he does, which is why, he's glad that you are now taking over as Batman. And visually, it would be just a stunning movie to see, because it's a futuristic city, which means that a lot of CG work would be done. And that sort of movies like Blade Runner or I mean, I hate bringing up this movie, but I don't know, The Fifth Element, where you could really use that kind of visual world, because that's really how future Gotham is run. And just to see the interaction between Terry McGinnis and an older Bruce Wayne, which not many people even know out there. They don't know that there's an older story of Bruce Wayne and how he reacts. That I just think that would be a really great story for at least one movie. But if I had to pick my personal favorite storyline that I think could make a great trilogy, hopefully, is a movie on the Batman team. Now, when I mean the Batman team, I mean all four of them, or at least the main four, which would be Bruce Wayne as Batman, Barbara Gordon as Batgirl, Tim Drake as Robin, and Dick Grayson as Nightwing. Especially Nightwing. Many of us have wanted to see Nightwing in a movie for years, so yeah. Outside of the animated series, we really have not seen really Batman in a team really well. I mean, Batman has shown that he can work with the Justice League, but how he handles his own little team that he has trained, and he's kind of raised as, I guess it's kind of like slash friends and slash family, except for Barbara. But that would be a really compelling story. I mean, to see kind of how Dick Grayson kind of goes on his own, and then him having interaction with Tim Drake and kind of why he did his own thing. I mean, just not in terms of what villains could you bring into this, but just the dynamic between the four characters, and seeing how, you know, although they all work together, they all have their own agendas and kind of all want to go their own paths. That's something that I don't think any superhero movie, when it comes to a team, has done. And that's even something I don't even think that this summer's Avengers is going to achieve. So those are my three main ideas of what I think the future or the next Batman movie I personally would like to see. If any of you have like a comic book storyline or an idea that you would like to see the next Batman movie take, please let me know, comment down below, and I will comment on there. And if you like this video, please like, comment down below, and subscribe up top to keep track of me. And like always, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.